Battlefield 2042 Rush might just be the most important mode in Battlefield 2042 right now, and I'm going to tell you why today. Now, this is day 2 of the echoey room. Apologize, we'll be back in our regular studio soon enough. But without further ado, remember, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave it a nice, thick, and juicy like as always. Of course, if you enjoy this kind of content and want more like it, be sure to hit that big red sexy subscribe button right underneath the video. Also got to thank my channel members. You guys help make these videos possible. If you join, get access to the exclusive perks that they get. Be sure to check out that blue join button. Anyway, let's begin. So Battlefield 2042 Rush is, like I said, the most important mode in the game right now. Now, why is that the case? Well, number one, it just plays better. You can not only have an actual tangible impact on the fighting, you also have things like specialists, which have been controversial implementations, and I do prefer classes, but you can see them really start to shine. I've always felt that the specialists are actually pretty well balanced against one another, and you can see the decision making that goes into choosing the right specialists for the right map and the right situation, similarly to how you would choose classes. You start to see that really shine. They start to matter. It starts to really make an impact as to which choices you make before you go into battle, and that is a very Battlefield thing, and I really enjoy that aspect of a mode like Rush. They also have better performance, just in general, across the board. A lot of PC players are reporting higher frame rates, more stability. There is some frame stuttering issues ever since the third patch that introduced this. So I know some, I want to say Xbox Series X players are having that issue. I didn't really have that issue, but I know some people have reported some frame stuttering on the next gen consoles. But in general, I'd say most people are having a really good time with Rush, and that's the reason a lot of people, not just creators, are coming back to the game. On top of all that, it's just a better experience in general. Not only is it a classic Battlefield experience that a lot of people feel like they're missing because of all the changes to 2042 against what a lot of the franchise is used to, it's just a nice reminder of this core mode that we've had for such a long time and is so beloved. And it's coming to the game in this limited time manner. And I really have to question that decision, and I'll get a little bit more on that topic later, but the game just plays better here. It's just a better mode than the 128 players. I know some people are going to disagree and say that they love 128 players. That's fine, more power to you. I can only see the fun in the 128 player modes for a couple of matches. Conquest is a little too spread out, and sure, you can learn the maps and figure out the right places to go, but even then it's still a little bit more spread out, and I prefer the last gen version. Even with all the input lag and extra heaping of bugs on top of it, it just plays better on the 64 player version. And then Breakthrough is just a crapshoot. It's fun chaos, don't get me wrong. It's pretty insane to see 50, 60, 70 of your friends on one single objective. That's pretty cool, but it's only pretty cool for a couple of rounds, and it's kind of like, all right, is there anything else to offer here? Because I'm kind of making a hopeless impact and just dying to bolts that are just farming the server over and over again. It starts to really lose its luster pretty quickly. And so, like I said, it flows better, plays better, you have more room to breathe, you can make an impact, your decisions matter. It's just a better functioning game. So then why are these classic modes limited time? And that's a good question, because we know 64-player Conquest and Breakthrough is coming to the game in the future, but kind of like Rush, it's supposed to be a limited time mode, and I really disagree with this decision. I think these are going to end up being the most popular things in the game, and we saw something similar in Battlefield 5 where they only put Rush in as a limited time mode, and that was an issue because a lot of people really enjoyed Rush in Battlefield 5, but this core staple of the franchise was limited time. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because you have a lot of people who are saying the only reason I'm coming back to this game right now is to play these modes, and you're taking them away. That just, I don't really understand that decision. I think as a whole, the game should give you various choices in terms of the experience that you want. If you want the 128 player chaos, go for the 128 player chaos in its intended design. If you want 64 players, the classic, just big Conquest large experience, you know, the usual Battlefield Conquest and Breakthrough experience, go for 64 player servers in Conquest and Breakthrough, you know. And then if you want the 32 player modes, because a lot of people enjoy those as well, it's a little bit more slowed down. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say tactical, but there's a little bit more decision making. There's a little bit more to those modes in terms of how you're going to work with your team to achieve this smaller objective. A lot of people really enjoy those modes, and they should have the option to go and play those modes and it not be in some weird custom server in Portal necessarily. And I don't mean that they should have to be playing the Bad Company 2 Rush server, because then they're not getting any progression towards 2042 items. It should be official Battlefield 2042 servers that support Rush, 64-player Conquest and Breakthrough, and 128-player Conquest and Breakthrough. To me, a limited time mode should be something like 128 players on 64-player servers. That would be insanity. That would be fun. I would play that for a few matches. It would probably get a bit overwhelming and just be absolute insanity, but I could see that being a really cool limited time mode for like a week. You could have things like what Grind was in Battlefield 5. It was just a bunch of people in a really small area, and it was fun. It resulted in some fun streaks and whatnot, but it wasn't something that you wanted to come back to permanently and play all the time, at least not for the majority of people. And so all I'm really asking for are options, especially the options to play the modes that are the most beloved by the community. And the fact that these are being limited time just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. It's something that so many people are asking for, so many people are looking for. There's a lot of interest in terms of watching that kind of content. The Rush video that I made previously was one of the most popular videos that I've made on this channel in, well, really since 2042 launch. It just, a lot of people are interested in those modes. They want that classic Battlefield experience back, and those modes remind them of that, but they can get to really experience what some of the changes that 2042 has brought to the table, how those impact the actual gameplay. Because 128 players honestly feels so chaotic that the decisions you're making, they don't really have enough of an impact to really see, is running this specialist going to result in something insane? Is this going to work out in this particular situation? You'll get it a little bit here and there. It might help you go on a little streak, but a lot of that comes down to just positioning and luck if they just happen to not see the angle that you're at because they're looking at 10 other angles. You really feel the design decisions, the different impactful decisions that you have loading into a battle, whether it is the specialist you choose or the weapon that you choose or the tactics that you decide to employ on the battlefield. You just feel that so much more in these modes because it's so much more balanced between the chaos and the control that a player has on the battlefield. Anyway, let me know down below what you guys think of Rush, 64-player Conquest and Breakthrough, or 128 players. Let's have a conversation about it. Do you think Rush is the most important mode in 2042 or not? Do you think it's pointless? Do you think, yeah, it's just a thing of the past, we should just let it die? Anyway, let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.